Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Jake with PackMan Sports on a video that I've been wanting to get to for the past couple of days, but I have been preoccupied with other things and keeping up with the Milwaukee Brewers. That was why it's taken some time for me to finally be able to get to this, and that is the fact that the Detroit Red Wings have trimmed their roster to the 23-man roster. So I want to be able to go over this, and there have been some good, pleasant surprises that I saw from this. So let's get to it. And starting off with players being placed on injured reserve, Jakub Vrana with his unfortunate shoulder injury in camp. He will be missing quite a bit of time, as I've made in a previous video that he is set to miss at least 4+ months. And here, Bobby Ryan was released. He was only brought in for a professional tryout. Joe Veleno will be moved to the Grand Rapids Griffins. I had him making the roster as a fourth-string winger. Or a center, depending on how they wanted to shuffle guys around. And then Kyle Carriscolo and Seth Barton, guys that were expected to be Grand Rapids Griffins, are on the injured list as of now, so that's a pretty big loss for the Griffins. And now your Detroit Red Wings 2021/2022 roster here. These are the players that I'm going to go over here. Philip Zadina, Robbie Fabry, Mitchell Stevens made the roster. Probably will be a fourth liner. Lucas Raymond was a pleasant surprise. I am very glad that he is going to be able to have a chance to play for Detroit. He was our first-round draft pick, picked 4th overall from a few years ago, and this is going to be very exciting. I'm very excited to see what he can do for Detroit, and this is promising, to say the least. I expect him to start out possibly as a healthy scratch or a 4th liner. Being able to get him into the mix for this roster is going to be something that is very sorely needed, is to get some young players into this Detroit Red Wings roster to be able to keep this rebuild going. And there's a whole lot of promise with the young Lucas Raymond, to say the least. Pia Suter, Michael Rasmussen, Carter Rowney was somebody that I didn't have on my previous video for my roster prediction because he wasn't signed to the team yet. Otherwise, I would have had Carter making the team as a 4th line center or a wing, depending on how things would have gone over the duration of how I wanted to look at how the structure of the roster was going to be. And then we got Giovanni Smith, Tyler Bertuzzi, Dylan Larkin, of course, making it our team captain, Adam Ernie, Sam Gagne, and Vlad Nemestikov all filling out the back half of the roster. These guys are going to be some good depth pieces for the team. And then as far as defensemen go, Nick Leddy, Philip Hronek, Mark Stahl, Moritz Seider, Danny DeKeyser, and Troy Stetcher, and Jordan Osterley I had making it. I didn't have Gus Lindstrom. I thought he was somebody that was going to be a potential guy to come up from the Griffins at some point in the future if there was a player that was going to go down with an injury on the defense, or if somebody's game wasn't going that well, unfortunately, that he would be somebody to step up in at some point and play on the Detroit Red Wings roster if need be. Jordan Osterley is probably somebody that is expected to be probably a healthy scratch, possibly Lindstrom, and that's probably how I would think that's how things would go. Troy Stetcher, Danny DeKeyser, Moritz Seider, Mark Stahl, Hronek, and Nick Leddy will all be pretty good pieces to be in the rotation for how things are going to go for the respective lines. I've heard some things that Nick Leddy and Moritz Seider, they've been getting a lot of praise as a tandem together, so it wouldn't surprise me if Nick Leddy and Moritz Seider went up on the same line together at some point, if they don't at the start of the season. The two goaltenders here, Thomas Greiss, Alex Nedeljkovic, not a surprise that we were going to go with these two guys, and unfortunately Jakub Vrana going to injured reserve is definitely a big blow to the offense. I was really hopeful in what Vrana could bring to the table for the team, and it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that things went played like that with his injury, and the promise with him was very high, and to say the least. But I think we're going to be okay. We got a lot of good players, a lot of young promising talent, a lot of promising veterans that are going to do pretty well for the team. So I'm not discouraged. So I'm discouraged, but I'm not down on the team. I really, really like the makeup of this roster, and I'm really, really super excited for some select players. To start the 2021 season, it will be tomorrow against the Tampa Bay Lightning, and then it's off to the races for the Wings, LGRW, and I'll catch you guys later for another one.